Somebody's teasing me. Hey, is there anything in particular you'd like to hear, Emma? I'm gonna pick something randomly that I think you might enjoy. Yep. It's in D minor, so that's a good start right there. The saddest key of all.
Shabbat Shalom. Stephanie, how's the mic?
It works.
Yes, you like it.
Shalom. It's also working, it appears. Fantastic.
The hard part is... Check.
That might be better. Thank you. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים, שבת אחים גם יחד. שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב. שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים. שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים. שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים. שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים. שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב. יא לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב, הנה מה טוב. יא לה 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 לה. הנה מה טוב ומה נעים. שבת אחים גם יחד, הנה מה טוב ומה נעים. שבת אחים גם יחד.
Shabbat Shalom. Why doesn't it sound as good when I sing the opening song? I don't know. It's so good to be together. Shabbat is a gift, and sometimes you need it on certain weeks, more so than others. Tonight we feel gratitude for this Shabbos gift, and we let it seep into our souls. We let out the stress and the emotion of the week and of the day, and we breathe in that space, that rest, that spirit of Shabbat. We welcome that spirit into our bodies by lighting the Shabbat candles. Emily and Ann, we invite you to the bima to kindle the Sabbath lights. First light. You've been too long.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadli ner shel Shabbat.
Amen. Shabbat Shalom.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'echad likner shel Shabbat.
We begin our service on page 12. Lechu neranana l'Adonai. Come, let us sing joyously to Adonai.
Lechu neranena l'Adonai, nariya litzur yisheinu. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena l'Adonai. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena l'Adonai. Nariya, nariya lezor yishenu, nekadma fanav betodah. Nariya, nariya lezor yishenu, bizmirot nariya lo. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena l'Adonai. Lechu neranena, lechu neranena, lechu neranena l'Adonai. Nariya, nariya lezor yishenu, nekadma fanav betodah. Nariya, nariya lezor yishenu, bizmirot nariya lo. Yismechu hashamayim betagel haaretz, yiram hayam umeloho, yalo sadai v'chol asher bo. Az yiranenu kol atzei ha'ar, lifnei Adonai kiva, kiva lishpot haaretz, yishpot tevel betzedek, ve'amim be'emunato. Zamru l'Adonai bechinor.
Page 16.
bechinor ve'kol zimra, ve'chatzotzrot ve'kol shofar. Hariu lifnei hamelech Adonai, yiram hayam u'meloh, tevel ve'yosheva, beharot imcha uchaf, yachad harim yeranenu.
We sing Romamu. We're on the bottom of page 17.
Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishachavu behar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishachavu behar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu.
Answer us. Ready?
Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishachavu behar kodsho. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu v'hishachavu behar kodsho. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Ki kadosh Adonai Eloheinu romemu. Lecha todi likrat kala yala 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 pnei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha todi likrat יאללה, 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 פני שבת נקבלה, איי, 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 שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד, לשם ולתפארת ולתהילה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, יאללה, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, יאללה, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. איי, 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 לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקור הברכה, מראש מקדם נשוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, יאללה, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, יאללה, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. איי, 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 התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי, 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 שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, יאללה, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, יאללה, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. איי, 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 בואי ושלום, עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה, תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי חלה, בואי חלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, יאללה, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. איי, איי, לך דודי לקראת קלה, יאללה, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. איי, 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 יאללה, 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 לך דודי לקראת קלה, יאללה, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת קלה, יאללה, 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 פני שבת נקבלה. איי, 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 יאללה, 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 Now that we've welcomed Shabbat, let's take a few minutes to welcome each other. Say Shabbat Shalom, introduce yourself, make a new friend. Hello, so good to have you here. We continue our service on page 22, Mizmor Shir L'Yom HaShabbat, Psalm 92, a psalm for Shabbat. Mizmor Shir L'Yom HaShabbat, Tov lehodot la'Adonai, Ulzamer Shimcha Elyon, Ulzamer Shimcha Elyon. Mizmor Shir L'Yom HaShabbat, Tov lehodot la'Adonai, Ulzamer Shimcha Elyon, Ulzamer Shimcha Elyon. להגיד בבוקר חסדך ואמונתך בלילות, עלי עשר ועלי נבל, עלי היגיון לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון. מה גדלו מעשיך מאוד עמקו מחשבותיך. מה גדלו מעשיך מאוד עמקו מחשבותיך. צדיקת אמור יפרח, כארז בלבנון יזכה, שתולים בבית אדוני, בחצרות אלוהינו יפריחו, עוד ינון בשיבה, דשנים ורעננים יהיו להגיד, כי ישר אדוני צורי, ולא עוולת בו. It's so Jewish to be complicated and to feel 8,000 opposite feelings all at the same time. That's tonight. Tonight we stand here as our rights were removed, as Roe fell. Tonight we come together as settled law was unceremoniously unsettled. Tonight we sit together as this conservative court makes us concerned that a specific type of Christianity is creeping from the corners to the cornerstone. This ruling is about so many things. One of them is theocracy. That is a scary thought to me. We are not hysterical or hyperbolic. We are impassioned and we are in pain. We are not ridiculous. We are resolute. I am not mourning. I am moving forward to make this moment into the movement it must become. It feels as if that ruling is an act of shrinking, an act of reduction, an act of constraint, like it was an attempt to shrink womanhood itself, to reduce our autonomy, our liberty, our personhood. And in our place is a certain narrow type of manhood, a specific expression of masculinity, Christianity, family, and patriarchy. It feels like this ruling could be a sign of things to come, a narrowing of what it means to be a woman, a narrowing of what it means to be a family, a narrowing of what it means to be married, perhaps. It feels like a narrowing of identity, like someone is trying to stuff us back into the straits of Egypt. With its utter lack of liberty, there is a reason we call Egypt the narrow place. You want to know a really good way to counteract when someone tries to narrow your very being? We fight narrowing by expanding by not closeting ourselves. We will continue to expand the definitions of family, of gender, and of identity. We won't constrict or constrain. We will loosen and allow for the fluidity that is a part of the human experience to flourish. We won't diminish. We will celebrate. We will be proud. So in that spirit of expansion, of taking up space, of celebrating and growing identities, we are honored tonight to welcome Calix Jacobson to the Bima. Calix has become family at the Village Temple. They have been a teacher of tefillah each week in our religious school, teaching the prayers to our students, but also imbuing our ancient melodies with spirit and meaning. They have ushered our students towards B'nai Mitzvah with that rare blend of patience and compassion and discipline. Calix, I don't know how you do it. They have helped our students reach that milestone in Jewish life over and over again. But more than that, Calix has become, for me, a friend and soon a future colleague. Change happens through pressure over time. Tonight, we place that pressure on a world that will try to condense us through prayer and also through pride. Calix, welcome to the Bima.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Thank you, Rabbi Frisco. That is, I don't know how I can follow that. It was very kind for you to say all of those things in such important words regarding the decision today. I really appreciate you sharing that. I also want to reach out to folks who are affected by Roe who are not necessarily women, non-binary people, trans man. I see you too. We understand that you are affected, and we want to make sure that Village Temple is a place that you can call home. So I want to thank the Village Temple for having me up here. This is a real honor in the wake of all of this chaos. I was once Emma. I was the student cantor here a couple years ago. And I just want to say that my last Friday, I didn't know was my last Friday night because the shutdown happened in the middle of my internship and I didn't get to come back. So this is my first Friday night since early 2020 that I've been on the Bima. So it's wonderful to be back and a little surreal. So as you heard, my name is Calix Jacobson. I am a rising fifth-year cantorial student at the Hebrew Union College, and I use they, them pronouns. Like I said, I've been working here at Village Temple since 2019. It's a real honor to be with you here tonight. I hail from St. Louis, Missouri. I grew up there in the 2000s and 2010s, times that were not very easy for people like me to be themselves. The Midwest was not a very welcoming space for the LGBTQ plus community when I was a kid. Frankly, as a young person, I did not even know that there were other people like me. I knew I was gay when I was 3 years old, even if I didn't have the language for it. I had a crush on a preschool classmate named Ashley. I adored her. I did everything I could to look grown up and sophisticated so she would like me back, a gargantuan task for a toddler. I told my friends and family how much I loved Ashley. I never hid these feelings. While it did annoy me that my teachers and parents told me I was going to marry Noah, the boy I sat with and played Dragon Tales with while we waited for our parents to pick us up, I didn't have any understanding as to why they thought it was me and Noah who would get married, not me and Ashley. I didn't realize that there was a default setting for humanity, and that the assumption was that I was a girl who liked boys. I knew I liked girls. I knew people saw me as a girl, and at the same time, I didn't really feel like one myself. I was a tomboyish child. I was not particularly keen on dresses and skirts, and hated the dress shoes I was put in for holidays. I felt much more comfortable in t-shirts and jeans and sneakers, a combination that is still in my regular rotation to this day, as my colleagues are well aware. I wanted to be around girls because I liked them quite a lot, but at the same time, I did not feel like I was one of them. When the teacher called for a strong boy to help lift something in the classroom, I jumped to my feet to help. I was the tallest and the biggest of my class since I was a little kid. Why would they ask for a boy when they could ask for the biggest kid in class? I didn't understand the norms and stereotypes about boys and girls, that girls were supposed to be pretty and dainty and boys big and strong. I struggled being around girls. Physically, I didn't look like them. Mentally, I didn't feel like them. I struggled being around boys. While as a young child, I might have looked like them, they didn't see me as part of their group. Even still, I was taller and more outspoken than the boys of my class, and I had trouble making friends with the boys because of that too. I had no idea where I truly belonged. I started recessing into the closet in elementary school when people started using gay as an insult to me and my classmates. Until that point, I wasn't quite sure what that meant, so I looked it up on the EMAC in our classroom. I was horrified when it described someone like me. For my entire life, I had been open about my feelings. Those who know me now know I wear my heart on my sleeve. I did then too. And it was unbelievably challenging to hide my true feelings for the people around me. I made up crushes on boys in my class so my classmates would stop teasing me. I didn't tell anyone that I loved my friends. I got really, really sad. The middle school I went to was public and had hundreds of kids in my grade compared to the dozen or so that were in my elementary school grade at day school. At my middle school, people caught on about me pretty quickly. I started getting cornered on the blacktop at school where people hurled slurs and insults at me. Boys would ask me out, and I would decline, and the refuting of their feelings sometimes even turned violent, and I would have to get a teacher. I had no idea what to do. I was terrified. I hated myself. This changed one day when I went to my 6th grade principal's office to talk about what I was dealing with. On his desk was a picture of him and another man. I asked him who the other guy was, and he told me that the man in the picture was his boyfriend. It was the fall of 2007, and my principal in St. Louis, Missouri, was the first gay person I ever had regular contact with. I didn't know you could be gay and be successful like my principal. While the bullying didn't slow down, I did start to come to terms with myself. I told a counselor on my synagogue's 6th grade retreat that I was gay after the boys in my class made fun of me for it. I started telling my close friends. And one day in the fall of 2008, I had had enough of denying myself. I'd realized that if I wanted the administration on my side, I needed to be honest about my sexuality. What these kids were doing was hate speech. And if I wanted it to stop, I had to have my principals and teachers on my side. So the next time someone called me a lesbian on the blacktop, I simply replied, "Yeah, I am. Can we talk about something else now?" Slowly the tide changed. Glee and Modern Family came on the air, and gay people were on our television screens every week. I met my best friend John, who was a senior when I was a freshman, an openly gay man at my high school. I discovered what being non-binary was on the internet and told some of my friends I felt that way in 2010. I had relationships with girls and didn't hide them from my friends and family. That's not to say things were totally different. Sometimes I had people call out slurs while I was with a girlfriend. Other times I would have trash hurled at me from a car window as I walked down the street. I had teachers who admonished and harassed me for being gay. But I also had really wonderful friends who stuck up for me, like Cody, a nice Catholic boy who told off his Sunday school teacher for saying gay people are going to hell, and he was promptly removed from class. I started meeting more people who were like me at school, online, and through friends. Slowly, I started to find community, at least as a gay person. A few people who were transgender started appearing on my radar, but they didn't go to my high school while I was there, and I didn't really know non-binary people for most of my life. I helped lots of people come out as gay or trans. I talked to parents about their LGBTQ plus kids. I was often the first gay person, the first trans person, the first Jewish person that people knew. 6 years after I came out as non-binary, I changed my name to Calix and my pronouns to they, them. It was 2016, and the idea of non-binary genders started to become more mainstream, and people were suddenly aware of they, them pronouns. More than anything, it was much safer to be out as a transgender person in 2016 than it was in 2010. While I had, and have, many struggles with people using my pronouns and respecting who I am, people started to become more and more supportive. Eventually, I came to HUC and now have 2 other non-binary people in my cohort alone. I had never really known or been good friends with non-binary people in real life. It had been 8 years of being out as non-binary before I had non-binary friends. I have spent the last 4 years at HUC pushing for the rights and respect of LGBTQ+ people in my school and work community, both for myself and for my friends. I'm not gonna lie and say it's been easy. It certainly hasn't. I have dealt with transphobia, intentional or not, from a large number of people both inside the institution and also affiliated with it. My first year, I was told I didn't get a pulpit job that I applied for because the congregation was worried I would be a militant trans person. Any of you who know me here, that's not it. I have been harassed by people in the Jewish world and made to feel unimportant or invalid in who I am. At the same time, I have found community. I've created bonds with people I love and respect, and though it wasn't my intention, helped to carve a path for transgender people in the cantorate, along with my friends in my cohort. Next year, the 3 of us will be ordained, the first that we know of, openly transgender cantors to have been ordained not just at HUC, but at any institution worldwide. None of us wanted to be trailblazers. We just wanted to be ourselves. And for someone like us, someone like me, living your life to the fullest comes at the expense of being the first of your kind. By no means is this alien. I have been different since my earliest memories. The difference between then and now is that then, being different brought me shame. And now, being different brings me pride. Shabbat Shalom.
It feels appropriate to rise for the call to worship. The Baruch Hu is on page 28.
Baruchu et Adonai HaMevorach, Baruch Adonai HaMevorach, Le'olam Va'ed.
Please be seated. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim, b'chokhmah poteach she'arim u'b'tunah mashana yatim u'machalif et hazmanim, u'mesader et hakochavim, b'mishmeroteihem barakia kirtzono, b'rayom v'layla golel or mipnei choshech v'choshech mipnei or.
ומעביר יום ומביא לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו, אל חי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, המעריב ערבים. אהבת עולם, בית ישראל, עמך אהבת, עמך אהבת, תורה ומצוות, חוקים ומשפטים, אותנו לימדת, אותנו לימדת. על כן אדוני אלוהינו בשוכבנו ובקומנו נשיח בחוקיך, ונשמח בדברי תורתך Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Le'olam Va'ed. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך. והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבבך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, Adonai Elohechem Emet.
We turn to page 40 for our Song of Freedom, Mi Chamocha.
באלים אדוני, מי כמוך נעזר בקודש, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה, נורא תהילות אוסף אלה. מלכותך ראו בניך, בוקע יום לפני משה ומרים, זה אלי אנו ואמרו, זה אלי אנו ואמרו, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד, אדוני ימלוך לעולם ועד. ונאמר כי פדה אדוני את יעקב וגאלו מיד חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל. השכיבנו אדוני אלוהינו לשלום, לשלום, והעמידנו שומרנו לחיים. ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך, ופרוס עלינו סוכת שלומך. Shelter us beneath thy wings, O Adonai. Guard us from all harmful things, O Adonai. Keep us safe throughout the night, till we wake with morning's light. Teach us, God, wrong from right, O Adonai. Amen. 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 Amen.
לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ביני ובין בני ישראל, בני ישראל, אותי לעולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. כי ששת ימים עשה אדוני, עשה אדוני את השמיים ואת הארץ, ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. וביום השביעי שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש, שבת וינפש. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם. ושמרו בני ישראל את השבת, לעשות את השבת לדורותם ברית עולם.
We're on page 46. Please rise for the Amidah.
ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו ואלוהי אבותינו ואמותינו, אלוהי אברהם, אלוהי יצחק ואלוהי יעקב, אלוהי שרה, אלוהי רבקה, אלוהי רחל ואלוהי לאה, האל הגדול, הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון, גומל חסדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה, אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיה הכל אתה רב להושיע, מוריד הטל. מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיה הכל ברחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיה הכל.
אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש.
We continue with silent prayer. We offer prayers for healing. We make a mishaberach for those in need of recovery, healing of the body, mind, and spirit. If there's someone you'd like to offer a mishaberach to tonight, please share their name with us.
Jacobson.
Mishaberach Avotenu v'imotenu, Avraham, Yitzhak, v'Yaakov, Sarah, Rivka, Rachel, v'Leah, Hu yivarech et ha'cholim. May God swiftly send them a complete renewal of body and spirit. And together we say, Amen.
May the
of strength, who bless the ones before us. Help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Misheberach imotenu mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. We pause in our service to be joyful. It's a commandment, actually, on Shabbat, to celebrate, to be uplifting. And we invite you to share good news, smachot, happy things with us. Nellie, yes.
My grandson was bar mitzvah last week.
Mazel tov, that's wonderful.
So beautiful. This is my Orthodox grandson. Absolutely.
Amazing, congratulations, mazel tov to you and your whole family. Emily, go ahead. Yeah, Emily.
Yeah, it's our anniversary this week. I would say a legal anniversary, which is, I suppose, significant because who knows how much longer we will still be married. So, but it's good news for now.
Wow. Happy anniversary to the two of you. That's wonderful.
We were tiny. Even though our daughter just turned 25. Child mother.
Of course.
We did everything backwards. We had the baby, she was 17, we got married.
Beautiful. All meant to be. Any other pieces of joy you want to tell us? We continue our service with Aleinu on page 282. Please rise. Aleinu l'shabeach l'adon hakol, l'ateit gedula liotzer breshit, shelo asanu kegoye aratzot, velo hostamanu kemishpachot ha'adama, שלא שם חלקנו כהם, וגורלנו ככל המונם, ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים, הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר, והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד. We approach Kaddish and we remember those who have died in the past 30 days and also at this time in years gone by. We mourn the recent passing of Alfred Kahn. We observe the yahrzeits of Samuel Klurfeld, Regina Birnbaum Peck, Arlene Miller, A.J. Kahn, Melissa Rucco, and Herman Ferber. Are there additional names at this time?
Ida Wiener Resnick.
We rise for Kaddish. Yitkadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'yalma divrach yirteh v'yamlich malchuteh, b'chayachon u'v'yomechon u'v'chayeh dechol beit Yisrael, ba'agala u'vizman kariv v'imru amin. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevarach le'alam u'olmei almaya, yitbarach v'yishabach v'yitzpa'ar v'yitraman v'yitnaseh, V'yitadar, v'yitalev, v'yitalal, shmei d'kudisha barichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shivata, tushbachata v'nechemata, damiran b'yalma v'imru, amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'el kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Osei shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'el kol Yisrael v'imru amen. May the one who creates harmony on high bring peace to us and to all Israel, to which we say, Amen.
Oseh shalom b'imromav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'al kol yoshvei tevel.
Please be seated as we invite up our co-president Jill Wilkinson for announcements. I just want to pause and say thank you so much to Calix for your inspiration and your wisdom and for sharing your experiences with us. You've helped us to deepen this Shabbat, so we appreciate that.
Shabbat Shalom. Thank you, Rabbi. It's always such a relief to know that when you come to the end of a week, any week, but especially this week, that you can come to Shabbat services and your words, your sermon always just help make it okay, at least for the time being. Thank you, Dan. As always, the music was beautiful. Student cantor Emma, as always, and Calix. Thank you so much for being here. And listening to the two of you chant was just mesmerizing and so special. And I feel so fortunate to have you in our community and to have had the two of you up here chanting together was just incredible. So thank you. And thank you for sharing your story with us. It was a really powerful story, and I feel like our students can learn so much from you. The adults can learn so much from you, and we have, and it's just, we're lucky to have you, so thank you. Thank you so much. And thank you all for being here. And to Emily and Anne, Mazel Tov on your anniversary, and thank you for sponsoring the Oneg after services. And just a quick note, this is actually our last in-person service for the time being. We'll be back to in-person services in August, and in the meantime, we'll be on Zoom. So be sure to join us on Zoom at 6 p.m. So Shabbat Shalom. Thank you. And thank you, Rachel, for that. Yes, it's been in your weekly eBless news. Every voice, every vote. So, and that couldn't be more important than right now. So thank you for that, Rachel.
We close our service with words of blessing. Yivarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you and keep you. Ya'er Adonai panav elecha v'chuneka. May God's light shine upon you, and may God be gracious to you. Yisa Adonai panav elecha v'yasem lecha shalom. May you feel God's presence within you always, and may you find peace.
Oseh shalom b'romav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom b'romav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom b'romav, hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu. Ya'aseh shalom
shalom bimromo, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom bimromo, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Oseh shalom bimromo, hu yaseh shalom aleinu. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'ol kol Yisrael. Yaseh shalom, yaseh shalom, shalom aleinu ve'ol kol Yisrael. Shabbat shalom.
Shabbat shalom.